Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is the second time in a week that something idiotic happened to me. And that is, I made a video, but I didn't publish it. I made a video and I kept it over there because I thought, maybe it's a little bit too rough for YouTube. I usually do this if it's too rough for YouTube. I publish it on Rumble, but it was not real enough for Rumble. Why do I say real enough? When I go to Rumble, I'm going about 95% of how and what I want to say. On YouTube, I go about 80%. Why? Because YouTube is going to censor me, it's going to do all kind of stuff. So I made this video and I thought it was a little bit too far, and now I regret I didn't publish it. What do you think? Should I publish it? And this is the title. And why? Because it's related to this article that I will discuss in this video. This is the video I'm talking about. And it's titled, Why United Kingdom is Doomed. Their spy chief, top diplomat, army general, prime minister, people of valor. And this is the person right here. And this video, you see, it's right here. It's private visibility. So you can't see it. Maybe, I don't know, if I give you the link, then you're going to be able to see it probably. It's there, but not published. It's private. And it's been like this. And I made this in what date? On the 19th of June. And I didn't publish it. And today, you see, I didn't publish it for this person right here. So this is new. The MI6 will be the new MI6 chief, person in charge. Because this is the article I want to discuss today. Incoming MI6 boss grandfather was Ukrainian Nazi, quote-unquote, butcher. United Kingdom media says. I think it's very relevant. Why? And I'm going to read a little bit here and I'm going to explain. The Daily Mail has confirmed that Blaise Matrevelli's grandfather was a war criminal. I looked into her bio in this video, and I didn't find what I thought I would find. It says something like she's married, Italian descent, but now, look here. It says was a war criminal while claiming there has no bearing on her service. So supposedly her grandfather, who's this guy right here, all right, so according to Daily Mail, I don't know if that's true or not, was a butcher. His name is Dovolski, a supposedly German, Polish, Ukrainian guy. Now, the reason why I'm making this is not because we are guilty of our forefathers' sins or whatever they did, crimes. No, that's theirs. That is in the Old Testament. They are punishing to the seventh generation. They are involved even nowadays in collective punishment. We in the Roman law, we don't do this. They do it. That is, if your father committed a crime and goes to jail 20 years, you go with your father and your children go with your grandfather. Together we go because we are all guilty for 7 generations, supposedly. Now, I disagree with that. We are only responsible for our actions, accountable. That's it. I did it? No. Like the Germans right nowadays. The Germans nowadays, they are guilty for something they haven't done. But someone in the past did it. Now, if you think like this, who's not guilty of something? We're all guilty of something. I'm Romanian by birth, right? That means whatever the Romanian government or some Romanian did somewhere to someone sometime in the past, I'm guilty of it. We don't do it like that. We, the Greco-Romans, the Judeo-Christians are doing it like that. It's not an insult. Go and check. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is not because she's guilty of anything. But, and that destroys everything I said, obviously. It's like that little statement, Emil, are you going to ever cheat on me? And I'm going to say, no. But, what does that mean? If but comes after that, no, that means there's going to be some circumstances for something. So, here you have this woman. This woman, I have nothing against her. The problem is this. Do you remember Victoria Nuland? Do you remember what's her name? The Miss Christina. What was his name? in Canada. Newland. Christina, what the hell? Friedman? These people come from a different location with their grievances, past grievances. And they come and they enter a society, accepted in a beautiful society as the Canadian society or American society. And then time and skills, abilities will get them in higher positions in a society. In the case of Miss Friedman in Canada or Newland in America. And there's more than that. There's more than Newlands and all that. And Miss what's her name? Pritzker, what's her name? The governor of, what's his name? The governor of Illinois. The same example. And Miss Peggy Pritzker. She was appointed. They come from the same area. What's the same area? Ukraine area. And these guys all want Russia crucified. So they climb on a society. In the beautiful societies, they come in, they live their lives, but they have a dirty heart. They hate certain kind of nations. Because some people in those nations did something to their parents or grandparents. So in the family, this is taught, my friends. This is taught. Remember that neighbor, this Dukas Duka did this to my great-great-great-great-grandfather. Ignoring the fact that your great-great-great-father did to Dukas family something else as well. But they forget that side. So, my point is, bring a lot of diverse people in your country, like right now with Israel and Palestine. Bring a lot of people here, they're going to bring their garbage in here. Bring Palestinians and Indians, put them together, and then when you're going to become, let's say, presidents or prime minister or defense ministers, they will remember, or foreign minister, they will push. Why do you think I have a problem with Mr. Vitkov, who's Jewish, going and mediated for United States, in the name of United States of America, mediating for Israel and Iran war or whatever? I disagree with that. Why not an Iranian special envoy appointed to mediate? You know why? Because the Iranian will definitely, probably, No, it shouldn't be like that. But you have them around. You have them in. So in this case, she probably is the MI6 boss, will be. She's going to be against the Russians 100%. From the get-go, and she's gonna drag your country, United Kingdom, in something based on her own personal issues. That's the point. Like many others, as I give you examples in America, look at them. That's why I always look at their early life. When I see a Goodman or something, and it's in the State Department dealing with Middle East, and is appointed by a U.S. president or something, and a Secretary of State, I'm looking to see if he is coming from there. He's not going to find an Iranian dealing with those guys, but you always find the other way around. That tells you what? They are at it. So, she's not guilty of anything, but she might be, whenever she's going to come with some information, Putin is doing this, building this, and I will be very skeptical. The Daily Mail has revealed that the grandfather of Blaze, who is expected to become the first woman to lead the UK's foreign intelligence services, was a Nazi collaborator who oversaw atrocities in occupied Ukraine. Her father, Constantine, was naturalized in British-administered Hong Kong. He got it in Hong Kong in 1966. So he ran away from Europe to fucking Hong Kong. He got over there and then he naturalized over there. So when you do, you leave Europe and you get to Hong Kong and you get naturalized as a British over there. Well, I don't know why he went over there. I don't say anything, but maybe this guy's going to tell us. The London Gazette identified him at the time as Dovolski, known as Constantine Metrevelli, of uncertain nationality. In a story published Thursday, the Mail confirmed that Constantine was the son of a German-Polish Ukrainian man. That means his parents were German and Polish and he lived in Ukraine. That's how usually they say. When they say he's a Jewish American or a Jewish German, that means he's a Jewish guy living in Germany. Like I right now, I'm an American of Romanian descent. Let's say if I move tomorrow to Germany, let's say, and I get over there naturalized, how are they going to refer to me? A German? I'm a German? I'm a German? No, I will always be a genetically Romanian masquerading as a German over there. Ja, ich heiße Emil, ich liebe dich. Ficken, ja. In the Morgan, yeah. Do you think I'm going to be a German? Yeah, I'll be naturalized, but in the essence, I'll be the same guy. If tomorrow I go to Zimbabwe and those guys naturalized, I will be the same Emil in Zimbabwe. I'm Zimbabwean right now. I don't know. I know they speak some English, but I don't know what other languages. But Swahili, I don't want to say. But let's say I'm speaking. All right, Emil is Zimbabwean. Fuck no. I'm the same guy. So if you just pick me up and drop me in other countries for 5 years, and in 5 years I got acculturated somehow, and I become someone else, how is that possible? Well, they tell us it is possible. It's not possible. It's not possible. We retain our specific cultural traits that we come with. Nevertheless, I'm not going to go into that one. So yeah, bring more. Bring more. You're going to have a lot of garbage. Why? They don't forget. You have a lot of things here in America about something that the Americans should not have anything. Tomorrow, if let's say you have a president, let's say you have in America a vice president, defense minister, let's say, how do you call it, foreign minister, secretary of state, and so on. They're all Iranians of Iran descent, or maybe not Iran, but let's put someone else. Palestinian. Do you think the Americans would have bombed Iran now? No, they probably would have bombed someone else. And we will have a nuclear weapon war at this time between Israel and America. I guarantee you that. So yeah, with time, they will climb as normal in society. It's not like a plan. We're going to do this. Some plan like that. I know that for a fact. But nevertheless, and you get over there, you will be contacted. And your parents, your grandparents, your whomever. Emil, remember, they did this to Jugu Jugu 5 generations ago and so on. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? No, man, I'm an American, and America is, well, I love America and American people. You're going to say you're going to drag these baboons into whatever your little things have inside of your heart. So I think that could happen with Miss Blair. So he was also named Constantine, who worked for the Nazis and was implicated in the mass killing of Jews and other atrocities during World War II. You see, how do you like this? So they clearly identified this mass killing and then other atrocities. That's always, I have a problem with that. Always. Because if right now I would ask you, how many Jews were killed in the Holocaust? In that Holocaust. You're going to probably tell me with no problem 6 million. Right there. Not 6,000,001, not 5,999,999. No. You're going to tell me 6 million. Exactly. You don't know where the number comes from, but they all say it. I know where the number comes. I know, and it was pulled from somewhere, someone's, I know exactly, and I'm going to give you a clue, or a coup. I will direct it to Mr. David Irving. Mr. David Irving, in his book, The Last Battle, Nuremberg, a book like this thick, I read it. Okay, over there, it tells you exactly where the 6 million figure came. Then, at Nuremberg trials, they already came with a number. Do you think they checked them? Do you think they had the documents? According to Mr. Irving, one person came and said, hey, 6 million. That's what they claim. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. But hey, it's worth reading it. So nevertheless, let's go to that one. So again, here, it's always, if I ask you, what other crimes were committed? What other groups were targeted by the Nazis? Do you know? They're included in others. Well, others were homosexuals. Others were political prisoners. Others were people with deformities. Others were people with other inclinations, but you don't know about them. Why not? They're always lumped in others. Why is that? But these guys, you identify them by name. Okay, if you say you know about the gypsies, let's say homosexuals, gypsies, how many gypsies were killed? Do you have a number? By the Germans. You don't, but you have the 6 million. Why don't you have a number for how many gypsies? Why don't you know the number? Because there's a number. How many homosexuals were killed in the Second World War by the Nazis? No, the Gypsies Holocaust, the homosexuals. Why don't you know? Why are they always mentioned, Jewish Holocaust 6 million and others? That's an insult. Because some people are more important than others? I'm just asking a question. So right now you know, or at least they try to make it, that she will be against these guys not the others' atrocities. The newspaper said it had reviewed hundreds of pages of documents held in archives in Freiburg, Germany, detailing the extraordinary and blood-soaked life and times of Dovolski, which are themselves worthy of spy thriller. Make a movie, Hollywood, and give it a twist. Towards you know what. According to records, Dovolski Sr. was born into a family of noble landowners in what is now Ukraine, Chernihiv, I will show you on the map where that is. Not that it really matters, but I always like geography because I had a professor grandfather. Right here, Chernihiv. He was a professor in geography at university. Where? Can't tell you. I can't tell you. All right, so region. Following the Bolshevik Revolution, the estate was violently plundered. Is exactly all right, leading the younger Constantine to become a fierce enemy of the new authorities. And the new authorities were what exactly? This is where they're gonna get you lost, and they're gonna ignore something that they overemphasized one paragraph above. Why? Because the Bolshevik Revolution was mainly conducted and directed and controlled by whom exactly? I'm listening. Not by the others, but Trotsky, niet, Mr. Ulanov, Lenin. Okay? All right, my friends, Ulanov. He was imprisoned in 1926 for anti-Soviet and anti-Semitic agitation. He joined the German occupiers at the first opportunity in 1941 and earned the nickname Butcher for his brutal actions. He is believed to have been killed in 1943. His wife Varvara Andreeva married Georgian-born David Matrevelli in Yorkshire in 1947. The male alleged that Russian government is attempting to exploit Matrevelli's family history in an effort to discredit her appointment, while Russian media reported on the announcement of her first female MI6 chief and her family's ties to Ukraine and Hong Kong. The British media appears to be the first to make the Nazi connection. Yeah, they just hijack it, you know. All right. Miss Matrevelli cannot be judged for the sins of her grandfather. Correct. The paper stated, one of our nation's most formidable intelligence operatives. Oh my God, how many of she fucked? I'm guessing. Why? As a spy, as a woman, that's kind of the way you get information. No? If you say no, you don't know fucking anything about that kind of line of business. It doesn't have to be like that. She can just push papers in an office and be a spy, you know what I mean? But most likely, so much to say. According to some analysis, a woman very well positioned in a society as a spy, I'm not talking about Mata Hari and shit. Anyway, poor whore. Positioned in a good position in society, she is worth two military divisions. So you have two divisions military right here. She's worth more than those divisions. So let's say you're on the battlefield and you have two divisions here. You say, fuck it, I got Miss Matrevelli right there in the bed of the Senator, I don't know, Schumer. Yeah. What about that one? Well, that is the main way they extract information, my friends. The main way. I'm not saying they're all whores or anything like that. Please don't be like, but I have some evidence to support that. I mean, do you think she is ugly? Huh? Do you think she could not use that pretty mouth for only talking foul language to us? Anyway, let's move on. We got in a little hijacked. One of our nation's most formidable intelligence operatives. So she operated. I'm an operator. Hell, man, she has served her country with distinctions. Woohoo! I got a lot of scars in particular areas. On dangerous operations for MI across MI6. Dangerous operations. Pregnancy. STDs. Oh my God, across Europe and Middle East for 2 decades. Oh, baby doll. Western nations shattered thousands of Now, right here. Then 2023, Canadian lawmakers gave a standing ovation to SS veteran Yaroslav Hunka during a visit by Ukrainian Pap in Kiev. Historical figures associated with World War Time nationalists. Anyway, my point is this. More of this in charge of your countries. Now she's British. She's British, of a certain kind of nationality. That's how it goes, my friends. Sorry to break the news. Right? So, do you think that she's not going to look in a certain direction? And now they try to hijack it like she's going to have a problem with the juices. That's how they hijack it. Daily Mail. I think she's going to have a problem with the Russies, not with the juices. All right? Thank you very much for being with me again today. What do you think? Please write in the description below, or description, Jesus Christ, in the comments if I should publish that video. I think I will, but give it some time. Today, sometime later. And maybe we're not going to see one another again, ever. I run with the money to the train station. Dude, I'm coming. Wait, warte. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. Man, that put me in a good mood.